What is good with y'all, man? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get a free 100,000 MT in NBA 2K23 Myteam, and you can even make more than this by doing what I'm about to show you. But anyways, guys, before we get into it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's get straight into the video, though. So as you can see, I'm sitting at over 900,000 MT, and I still have a bunch of cards in my auction house. So all in all, I'm probably sitting at about 1.2 million, something around that number in MT. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly how to make as much MT as I've made, and how to make a free 100,000 MT right now in my team. So to get straight into it, let me show you guys the first thing that I want to show you how to do. You're going to head over to your collection here, and you're going to go over to NBA playoffs. And a lot of you guys already know about this, but I need to reiterate this right now. You need to invest in some of these playoff cards. Like, for example, this Russell Westbrook, not anymore, but what I'm telling you is he was a Galaxy Opal, and he evoed up to a Dark Matter, and he was going for around 300,000 MT the day that he evoed up. I picked up two of them for under 100k and sold them for 300k a pop. So all in all, I spent 200k and came out with 600k, meaning that I profited 400,000 just from this Westbrook. And that's only one example of what I was able to do. I was also able to do it with this Draymond Green over here, the Dark Matter. I got him as an Opal for cheap, and then went ahead and sold him up as a Dark Matter. And I also was able to do it with this Desmond Bane over here. As you can see, I was able to do it with him as I evoed him up to a Dark Matter, and I was able to sell him for tons of profit. So you might be asking, okay, all those cards have already evoed, so what cards should we invest in now? I'm going to go ahead and show you guys which cards to invest in right now to make a ton of MT. And to get straight into it, a lot of people don't have a lot of MT to start with. Some of you might only have like 50k, so you can't afford some of these cards that are like 100k plus. So I'm going to get into a cheap investment that is a little bit risky, but it could pay out a huge dividend if it does end up panning out. And that's going to be over here with the New York Knicks, and it's going to be Jalen Brunson. As you can see, this Jalen Brunson is already a Galaxy Opal. He started off as a Diamond, and he went up to an Opal. And if you guys didn't know, these cards can evo multiple times. So if he evos again, he's going to be a Dark Matter. And as you can see, 19k, and it's not even selling. So really, it looks like he's going for about 15k. Look at this one, 16.7, and it's going to literally end being unsold. So these cards are really going for like 15k and under. And it's a great investment to go ahead and pick one of those up for cheap, or multiple if you have a lot of MT. Because like I said, they are in the second round, and all Jalen Brunson needs is one big playoff performance in the second round, and they will evo him up to a Dark Matter. And obviously, if he evos up to a Dark Matter, he'll definitely be going for more than 15k, and you'll want to sell him as soon as you can when he evos, though, because the earlier you sell these evos, the better off usually. So as you can see over here, I do have a Jalen Brunson. If you're wondering, do you have one? Yes, I was able to pick up one of these Jalen Brunsons for 15k, and I'm probably going to invest in one or two more because I have a ton of MT to invest. But if you don't have that much MT, I would just invest in one of these, because like I said, it is a risky play. He's not guaranteed to have a massive game in the second round, but I do believe that there's a good chance that he does. That's a solid cheap option. But if you do have more MT, the number one card that I would tell you to invest in right now, and I feel like he should have evoed after last night's performance, but 2K decided not to go ahead and evo him, and it's going to be a guy that we've probably heard a bunch of times if you've been watching my recent videos, and it's going to be Jason Tatum. As you can see, this Jason Tatum is going for over 100,000 MT. But with Jason Tatum, you've got a guy that is on one of the best teams in the league, a team that has a great chance of going to the finals, which means that he has plenty of games and opportunities to have a massive game. Because if they go all the way to the NBA Finals, that means he still has like 10, 15 more playoff games ahead of him, and all he would need is one 35-point game W in order to evo up to a Dark Matter, most likely. So with this Jason Tatum, he's going to be 6'8", and he's going to be a small forward. So he's not only going to have a really good chance of evoing up, like I'm most confident in this card than any other card for evoing up to a Dark Matter, but on top of that, it's going to be a very good Dark Matter, because it's going to be a 6'8" small forward that can do it all. So it's not going to be a cheap Dark Matter, like for example like a Trae Young or a Desmond Bane, who are going for very cheap right now. This is going to be a Dark Matter that will, on the first day of it dropping, will probably be at least 300,000 MT is my prediction. So if you could pick up this Jason Tatum for really anything under 150k, that is the price range that you're going to want to go ahead and get for this Tatum. And yeah, I mean, if you have enough MT to invest in him, go ahead and do it. It could take a couple days or weeks for him to go ahead and evo up to that dark matter. It just depends when he has a big game. But if you're patient and you have the MT to spare and you want to go ahead and make a ton of MT, pick up this Tatum. Like I said, I do have two of these Jason, or one or two, yeah, I have two Jason Tatums. I would have more, but he is very expensive right now. I think a big part of that is my videos talking about how he's the best investment. But definitely go ahead and pick him up. Now, another cheap investment, if you're wondering, okay, I don't have enough for this Tatum, get on with it. What's another cheap investment I can do? It's going to be this Robert Williams. Now, Robert Williams is going to be another risky investment. He's not guaranteed to have a massive game again in the playoffs because some games he doesn't play a lot of minutes and things of that nature. But I do believe there's a decent chance that he does. So it is worth just a little risk. And as you can see, he already is a Galaxy Opal. So all he needs is one more big game and he'll go up to a Dark Matter. And as you guys can see, I invested in a ton of these Robert Williams, probably too many, because as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I have 7, 8, 9 Robert Williamses. So I have 9 Robert Williamses, and the reason is it's because he's so cheap. He's only a couple thousand MT, so the risk is not that high in terms of how much MT you're spending, but in terms of will you have a massive game, that is risky because he's not guaranteed to have a massive game, and I probably will sell like one or, I'm probably just going to keep them anyways because I think it's worth the risk. I do believe he'll have a big game, but it's not guaranteed, so I think go ahead and invest in 1 or 2 of these if you don't have a lot of MT. He really goes for under 10,000. You can evo him up to a Galaxy Opal, and then go ahead and wait and hope that he has a big game in the second round, and we'll have to see if that happens. It really just depends on whether or not Joe Mazzulla and the Celtics want to give him enough minutes, because if he gets enough minutes, he will definitely have a big game, but he does not always get a ton of minutes, so it's not a guaranteed one. But again, with these cheaper investments, they're going to be riskier because that's the reason why they would be so cheap, is because they are going to be a little bit risky. Now, the next card I'm going to go ahead and show you guys is going to be over on the Philadelphia 76ers, and it's going to be James Harden. Now, at 100K, I do believe that James Harden is a little bit too cheap. If he does evo up to a Dark Matter, he'll be at least 200, 250K on the first day, maybe even 300K. And with this James Harden, again, this is a little bit risky. It's the reason I haven't picked one up yet. I'm thinking about it. I probably will pick one up, but it's a little bit risky because of the fact that James Harden is not guaranteed to have a massive game. We know how James Harden is in the playoffs. He has a lot of playoff chokes and stuff of that nature, so it's not guaranteed that he'll have a massive game, but to pick him up for 100K, he would definitely be a great Dark Matter if he does evo up. So it is one that is a little bit risky, and it is expensive too, but I think that there's a decent chance. Again, I haven't picked one up, but I might consider it. But if you want to be a smarter one, it would be Embiid, of course. But the thing is, he is injured. But as you can see, he's going for 96K buy now. I honestly would advise you guys to pick one of these up. The only big problem is that he already does have multiple Dark Matter cards, so you know what I'm saying? His Dark Matter Evo might not be that expensive because it might just be a duplicate of the ones that are already out. But I do have one of them just to go ahead and give it a shot. And then, of course, you got Jokic, you got Julius Randle, who's been playing horrible, but Jokic is a good one. And then who else do I have? Ja Morant, he's out of the playoffs, so or actually, no, he's not out yet. So there's a chance with this Ja Morant. CP3 is a decent little cheap one. Rui Hachimura, risky, but I have him as well. And then, obviously, Jalen Brunson and Jaylen Brown. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Go ahead and leave a comment right now. Which playoff cards do you have? Which cards have you invested in? And let me know in the comments which players you have invested in. I want to see who you guys are investing in. And you know what I'm saying? If there's anyone I'm missing or if you guys are following any of my advice, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know who you've invested in. Drop a like on this video right now. Go ahead and leave a like. Sub up if you're new. And I'm out of here, boys. Peace out, yo.